अरे वहाँ पे भी चलेगा दोनों तरफ वो तो इसके नहीं है यहाँ क्या है सब कुछ
Today, we are here to celebrate International Consumer Rights Day. And your presence ensures us that you are concerned citizen, and so am I. My name is Farhan Asim, and I work in mental health sector. Mr. Hamid Maker, who is the chairman Helpline Trust. Would you please come to the stage, Hamid sir? And we have Mr. Changiz Khan Jamali, Federal Minister for Science and Technology. Sir, would you please proceed? I would like to invite Mr. Mohammad Junaid Qureshi, Director General, Pakistan Standard and Quality Control Authority. We have as consumer, so I would say that today we may not talk very directly about that theme, but indirectly lots of protection, lots of consumer rights, and lots of discussion are ahead with us today. Before I request Hamid Maker Sahab to give welcome address, I request all the guests to please switch off your mobile phones. And I also request that while the speaker is here and talking to you, would you please stay here, and whenever, if you have to leave the room, you may leave it while there is a break in between. Thank you very much. Here I would like to invite Hamid Maker Sahab to give welcome address to the guests.
I hope as the day goes along, we will have हिडंगी चाल है और हम जरा कुछ सुबह देर से ही उठते हैं और देर से ही कामों पे जाते हैं. That's why even our markets do not start very early, and we have also load shedding to follow it. Anyway, first of all, I would like to recognize and appreciate the effort the Honorable Chief Guest has made to come all the way from Islamabad to participate in this function. As आपको पता होगा कि जो हमारे Minister साहब हैं, he is the Minister for Science and Technology, and I am hoping that with his support and the support of PSQCA, which is Pakistan Standards Quality Assurance Authority, और उनके DG साहब भी हमारे साथ बैठे हुए हैं, we will be able to come to some logical conclusions and some practical conclusions. So let me start my little address by first of all thanking our Honorable Chief Guest and the distinguished speakers who will be here and are here, and of course you ladies and gentlemen who are the consumers. फरा ने कहा कि आपको कि हम सब consumers हैं, मगर आप में से कितने ऐसे consumers हैं जो अपने rights को जानते हैं? Human rights वगैरह तो सब हमें पता ही है, but are we aware of our rights as a consumer? How many of us? Or how many rights do we have? Let's put it that way. Forget what they are. किसी को पता है कि कितने rights हैं आपके पास? As a single individual consumer, what rights do you have? How many rights do you have? Hello? I'm assuming we all went to school and I'm assuming we're all consumers here. Okay, let me tell you. Take you back a little bit. In 1962, former President John F. Kennedy had stated, consumers include all of us. They are the largest economic group in the economy, affecting almost every public and private economy decision. Yet, they are the only important group whose views are often not heard. And the reason for that is very simple, especially in Pakistan. Consumer का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन पाकिस्तान में consumer खुद है. आप खुद को नहीं पता है कि आपके राइट्स क्या हैं, तो आप डिमांड क्या करेंगे? तो आई एम सॉरी, जब हम कहते हैं ना कि PSQCA कुछ नहीं करता, हुकूमत कुछ नहीं करती, हमारे पास कंज्यूमर लॉज नहीं हैं, मगर आपको जब खुद को ही नहीं पता है कि आपके राइट्स क्या हैं, तो आप क्या चैलेंज करने जा रहे हैं? तो आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट वी एट लीस्ट लुक एट दीज लॉज. एंड व्हाट आर दोज लॉज? The first four, which can use, which is the right to safety, the right to be informed, the right to choose, and the right to be heard. These are the four basic rights that were introduced by J.F. Kennedy. To this, the consumer movements, the right to education, and the right to a healthy environment. These four plus the previous four make the 8 consumer rights of the consumers. Now, World Consumer Rights Day this was then made into a charter which all the countries have signed, by the way, including Pakistan. Consumer Rights Day was introduced in 1983 by the Consumer International Group, and UN adopted the guidelines. As such now, it is now officially a part and parcel of good governance. One of the pillars of good governance is consumer rights. Now, as consumers are the largest stakeholders in any country, they are treated with respect because they can make or break a brand. If you boycott, say, one particular brand, these are in developed countries, of course, then, of course, that brand is out of the market. हमारे यहाँ तो जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस. So basically, once again, it's the role and the weakness of the consumer for not being able to protect himself. सब जगह पे वो भी बहुत strict हैं. और साथ साथ जो judiciary है, and I'm hoping that Justice Saab will be joining us soon, plays a very, very important role. The reason why the judiciary plays an important role and the reason why the laws are important is India, our neighbor, okay, at one time our biblical court partner, was in 1983, India established its first consumer protection law and consumer courts. And at the same time, it established a ministry for consumer affairs. A ministry for consumer affairs to protect consumers and to promote quality and standards. That is why today in India, if you see, it has become, I think, the second largest economy in the world. It is chasing China all the way. Today, if America wants some services out of cheap, not cheap I would say, but quality services also, at a fair price, they go to India. They don't go to China even. They go to India. Two factors. A, importance of quality and standards. B, education. Go hand in hand. Education and the right laws to protect the consumers. Today, India has 2,000 consumer courts. And the consumer courts, briefly, is basically you do not need a lawyer. All you do is pay 50 rupees and make an application, and the person against whom you've made that application is obligated by law to answer and give you an explanation within 90 days. And they have challenged big companies. And the judiciary, the superior judiciary of the Supreme Court of India has supported them. A complaint, you know that it's going to get done. You go to their website, your complaint is tracked all the way, like TCS tracks its documents. India can, what's the name, protection law, के अंदर अगर आप complaint दाखिल करेंगे तो it tracks it there. Okay. And now in the absence of consumers protection laws, what happens? I will show you in a minute how you're being poisoned and cheated. And I hope you enjoy that tape. Today, unfortunately, due to the lack of consumer protection law and enforcement of PSQCA laws, this is where I now put my friend over here into the limelight. Pakistan has become a problems he has. वो एक नल का पानी खोल करके वो बोतल भर देते हैं कि वो भी मैं अभी दिखाऊंगा. or then it's sold and sold to you, my friend, as a consumer. You're paying for it. Your children are paying for it. And then you're suffering for it also. Because the laws are not being enforced. The laws do exist. PSQC has enough clout to do something about it. And if you remember just a week ago, Dawn के अंदर बाकायदा इन लोगों ने PSQC वालों ने expose किया है कि I think out of 70 bottles that were picked up, 35 were declared unfit for human consumption and unhygienic and whatever it was by PSQC laboratories. मगर मुश्किल ये है कि अभी भी वो माल बिक रहा है, अभी भी वो माल बिक रहा है. तो फिर अगर ये हालत है और अगर आपने कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन लॉ भी ले आए तो आप करेंगे क्या सर? तो हमने जो इनको मशवरा दिया है कि आप रिटेल लेवल पे एक्शन लीजिए, ये आपके पास इख्तियार हैं और वहां से आप सैंपल्स ड्रॉ करें और वहां से नोटिस इशू करें और उस दुकानदार का नाम दें कि ये दुकान में गलत माल बिक रहा है. और उसके बावजूद भी अगर कंज्यूमर वहां जाकर के खरीदता है तो नीदर आई कैन डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट, नीदर कैन यू डू अबाउट इट. मगर कम से कम उन मोहल्ले वालों को, गली वालों को पता चल जाएगा कि यहाँ पे एक 420 बैठा हुआ है जो हमसे चीट कर रहा है. गेट द मोहल्ला इन्वॉल्व. हम नहीं कह रहे कि PSQC अकेला नहीं कर सकता है, हम मानते हैं वहां के जो मोहल्ले वाले, वहां का जो पुलिस स्टेशन है, जो सिटी गवर्नमेंट, उन सबको इन्वॉल्व करें एंड हैव द कंज्यूमर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ये जरूरी नहीं कि हेल्पलाइन ट्रस्ट हो, जो भी हो कराची, जिसके ऊपर आपको एतबार हो उसके साथ आप करें, उनका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव रखे, मीडिया को बुलाएं, मीडिया के सामने सब कराएं. बी ट्रांसपेरेंट. ये कर रहे हैं, इनकी खुद की लेबोरेटरीज हैं, मोबाइल लेबोरेटरीज हैं, दे आर बीइंग यूज्ड आल्सो, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इट इज द रिटेलर दैट हैज टू बी